lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would do a everyday makeup routine. So I am back with a clean, no makeup face. So yes, we are going to jump straight into it. I'm going to start off with foundation. I don't put a primer on because the foundation I use tends to last all day without one. So I skip a step and it quickens up the process in the morning. So I use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Shell, and what I'm basically going to do is use this so that I don't have to take loads and loads of foundation out of my bottle. I'm going to use this to get the foundation out and put it on my face. Ooh, I think I've shook my foundation around quite a bit, so I'm trying not to knock anything over. I'm just going to put it on my cheeks. I just tend to do like a couple of swipes. This is much harder with my left hand than I anticipated. So I'm just going to use a stippling brush and just blend it in. It really doesn't take long with this foundation at all to get it all blended in. Going to put a little bit more on that side. I might run some kind of music in the background of this video as I'm talking, because I'm not going to be talking all the way through. So I'm just going to blend. I don't know why, but I always do my cheeks first. I've always done them whenever I've done foundation. I've always kind of blended my foundation there first, whereas I know some people will do like the centre of their face and work out, and everyone has kind of their own little way of doing it. And I tend to find with this foundation you don't really need to touch up, because I found using this foundation it's a little bit more expensive, but I've had this bottle since January and I've only used like a little amount. I've not used a lot at all, and I've been wearing it, like, I'm not joking, nearly every day. I've been wearing it at least 4 times a week, if not more. But I find this brush this little like spatula tool helps divvy out different amounts, so like I'm not just kind of putting it all on the back of my hand, dipping my brush in and like having some in more areas, some in not. So I'll blend. I always leave my foundation on my forehead till last. I don't know why, and I always do it. I try to do it with my left hand, but I just can't, so I always leave blending and everything to my right hand. I don't know why does anyone else do that, their favourite hand when they're doing like anything to do with makeup, especially eyeliner or anything like that, or mascara especially as well. But see, I'm no good with these kind of chatty videos because I concentrate so much that I don't tend to chat that much. I'm trying not to block my face with the mirror either. I would normally, so if I do block any steps, I am really, really sorry. I'm trying my hardest not to. So, what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, I'm trying out a new filming location, but it's right next to, it's on my bed, but my window is right here on this side, which is why it's kind of like a white cast. So I've tried to start balancing out. I'm kind of going to start looking at lights and things, but I have like a lamp that I keep on my bedside table over this side. I've taken the lampshade off the top so that I can get a bit of light from this side, but I think I need to get a cool light, like a light bulb, and then it should be okay. I'm going to try getting a cool light bulb, but I thought I would just kind of test it out. So next up I'm using my Lasting Perfection concealer, which I get in the shade Fair because I am like seriously so pale, and I just pop some under my eyes and then in any of like my problem areas. I used to use a different concealer for like covering problem areas, and then this one for my under eyes, but I've just found this one so much easier, and it lasts like so much longer, and it blends really nicely, so I decided just to stick with this one. I really want to start getting into using my blending sponges as well. I got a bunch, where did I get them from? I think I got them from Primark. Bought a bunch of blending sponges to try them out. Well, not a bunch, I bought a couple just to try them out and kind of see how I like them, because I know everyone raves about the Beauty Blender and then the one from Real Techniques as well, and at the moment I couldn't spend like that amount of money on a sponge when I might not even like it, because I know I've been watching Hannah Mitchell's Snapchats, and she's been saying she's a bit on the Real Techniques one, like she can't get it to work for her. So yeah, I don't really want to be putting down that amount of money if I don't like it. So I'm going to start testing it out. I need to do it really on a day where it doesn't matter, like I've got as much time as I need to do my foundation and everything. So if I need to redo it, I need to redo it. But I always remember someone telling me that if you put your concealer on and then leave it like 10 to 20 seconds, it's not quite so liquidy, especially, well, it's more with liquid concealer than anything else. It's not quite so liquidy, so it sits a bit better when you're trying to blend it in, and it doesn't, like, if you've seen them concealers or tried them concealers when you put it on and then try and blend it in and it just like wipes off any foundation or anything that's underneath. But I must say, I'm always one of them girls. I remember people way back when YouTube kind of when I first started watching it, people always used to say to put your concealer on and then your foundation, and I cannot be one of them people. Every time I do it, it feels like I'm just rubbing the concealer off when I put foundation on, so I gave up. I stick to what I know and what works for me. So I am going to pop on my powder. This is getting really low now, but it's the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. But seriously, the Rimmel Stay Matte powder and the Estee Lauder foundation are like match made in heaven. They work so well together, it's unreal. I'm just going to use a really big fluffy brush, because it's getting to that stage now where it's all starting to like break apart. I have to be really, really careful with it. Lucky with powder, it's a pretty easy thing to do without a mirror, which is handy. And even though I find this foundation is the only foundation that like truly matches to my skin, but that being said, I still bring it down like onto my neck, because I am always worried about getting like a line like right here along the jawline. And I always have to powder everywhere on my face as well. Like, I think so I wear my makeup for really to the limit. It's on for like a good 12 to 14 hours. I really like to make sure it's all powdered on and set. And then I use the MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime. I didn't realise you could use this as like a priming spray, which is really, really good. While I'm letting that kind of set, I tend to do my eyebrows and fill them in. So I use the Sleek Eyebrow Kit in Light, which is literally an exact dupe for the Benefit one. I'm just going to use the kind of darker wax on this side, just give them some colour, because as you can tell, my eyebrows are pretty non-existent. I'm just going to shape them a little bit with the wax, and it tends to pick up more of these like baby hairs on the side that are not as pigmented in colour, shall we say. And then the same again on the other side. I am awful with like getting my brows spot on. I'm not one of them girls that's always got perfect eyebrows. And I use this light shade here and just fill them in. It looks pretty light, but once you've got a bit on, it does actually go like fairly like dark. But I was debating doing this video with it just kind of annotations and me just holding up the products and doing it, but I think it's quite nice to talk to you guys and then start from like the inside and work my way kind of to the end. I know that's bad, I probably should have a better routine with it, but it's what works. And then if there's any little mishaps, I tend to just kind of gently clean them up with my finger, because I found sometimes if you use like brushes and everything, you tend to wipe off a lot of stuff that you don't want, like your foundation or even some of the eyebrow colour. And then this is the tricky bit, getting them to match. So I'm just setting them with the Rimmel, I think it's called Brow My Way, I'm not too sure. So I'm going to do a blush and highlight, and I'm using the Stereo Rose blush by MAC and the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Peach Lights. So I'm going to pop them on. I always tend to put my blush on first before my highlighter as well. To be honest, sometimes I don't always wear a highlighter, but I really do like the Makeup Revolution one. I think the way it comes off is really, really nice. I think I'm actually going to leave my highlighter today because I actually really like the sheen my blush is giving me. But normally with any blush I would just use this, which is just a really nice duochrome pink highlighter, which is really, really pretty. And when I put a picture of it on my Instagram, everyone like went nuts for it. I tend to like doing eyeshadow and eyeliner on days when I'm not quite in such a rush. So if I'm really, really in a rush, I will just do this, put some mascara on, and I'll get a lip balm and go. But on the other days, I like to do my mascara, my eyeliner and a little bit of eyeshadow. And I really do keep it really basic on just like a normal day. So I'm just using my Paint Pot by MAC in, I think it's Painterly. Let's have a look. Yeah, Painterly. It's just a really neutral matte skin tone colour. And for just a basic shadow, I use the MAC All That Glitters eyeshadow that I've literally had for ages and love it. I always go back to it. And I literally just do the lid just to give like a little bit of brightness. I really feel like this shadow, because I have like green eyes, it's kind of like a peachy tone. It's a really great base eyeshadow, and I think it just gives me like a nice pop to my eyes when I wear it. and I'm just using a flat eyeshadow brush, which again I think is from Crayon Brushes, but I can't quite remember because I literally have had these brushes for years, which is quite gross. I probably should replace them, but they're really, really good, so I don't just want to bin them for nothing type thing. And then I'm using my MAC, what do you call this, Fluid Line eyeliner, just a gel liner in Dip Down, which, so if I block the lens, I am incredibly, I just like to put a little bit. This is the difficult eye. I can never get this all right. So next I'm literally just going to curl my lashes and apply the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara. I admire the people that can put mascara on like decently without like nearly taking out their eye when I'm filming. So I have quite delicate eyes, and it often catches, like you can feel it when it the bristles kind of catch your eye, so you have to be so careful or just kind of get used to it, which I have to. I find there's always one eye when the lashes just kind of go where they're supposed to go, and like they take the mascara really nicely, if that makes sense. Like it goes on really, really well, and then the other eye just doesn't. And then I'm literally just going to put a tiny amount on my lower lashes. Because I tend to find if I put like loads on, I only want a little bit to kind of open my eyes, but I have to be careful because I have quite long lower lashes. If I put too much on, it like spots around the bottom. I've managed to fix it up as much as I can, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of lip gloss on. This is the Tanya Burr Juicy Peach, which I think is like the one from her very first collection because it's got the black top, and I believe she's now on like the gold tops, but I really like this colour, and it's just a really nice peach lip gloss. It's quite thick and opaque. But this is the finished makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. I want to start doing a couple more kind of beauty videos, but if you have anything you'd like me to do, leave it down below. I of course will leave all of my links to my social media and things. I'm a lot more active on Twitter nowadays, so I will leave all them links in the description box as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye guys!